It really wasn't until about the turn of the 20th century that engineers came together and put together a system of water treatment. And that system of water treatment was driven by the slow sand filter. It's a very simple idea. If you pass water through a bed of sand, microbes will start to grow on the surface of the sand grains, and those microbes secrete a sticky slime layer called a biofilm, and that biofilm can capture the bacteria and viruses that are in the water that make people sick. And so by building these slow sand filters, it was possible to take sewage-contaminated river water and filter out the waterborne disease-causing organisms and make the water safe to drink. Paris and London were very different cities with respect to their relationship with water. In London, you get more of a sense that people turned their back on the river because it was a place of commerce where ships came and where industry was concentrated. The French saw the Seine as a place that they wanted to visit, and so they protected it from pollution the best that they could. So those classic open sewers that you see pictures of from Paris were there not so much to handle the human waste originally, but to handle the runoff from the streets. And that's why in the 19th century, it was actually a tourist site to go visit the sewers of Paris.
The thing about the Paris sewers is how extensive they are, but they're also big enough to walk through. So you can walk through the sewers and see the waste flowing by. You can smell it, you can feel it, right? It's part of the experience. And it's an important part of the city's capabilities. You cannot have a city without a way to manage the wastewater. I thought it was great.
This is Eugene Belgrand. He designed the sewer system. He calculates that sewer tunnels should have a drop of 3 centimeters in the meter. And that is a slope that's steep enough to create a flushing movement in the waters, but it's not so steep that your sewer workers would slip and break their necks. Here we can see sewer workers. Notice we've got one sewer worker above ground and his colleagues will be working below ground. You always have somebody above ground. And what would be the reason for that? Why do you have somebody above ground?
Make sure they don't go down the hole.
Imagine if you've got this thunderstorm, then you might have an inundation, in which case your colleagues might drown. So that means you've got to keep somebody above ground to keep an eye on the weather. Can I tempt you into the job of a sewer worker? No? Sorry about that. A fairly stable rat population of around 4 million, and that's about 2 rats for every member of the population.
If you look all the way down on the bottom, you see them when they move. They just kind of dash across the
What do you see?
the path. The rats.
They're tolerated in the sewers because they're actually part of the breaking down process. Rats will munch through anything, including McDonald's cheeseburger cartons. There we have another hero of the sewer, Galerie Brunceau, and his name, Brunceau, it's like destiny, because if you break down the word, you get brun. What's brun? Brown. Okay. And so is a bucket, Mr. Brown Bucket. So that's perfect, isn't it?
So what did you guys think of the sewer tour?
It was smelly.
I thought, aside from that, I thought it was really cool to see the way they organized all the waste.
I thought it was cool how they used those big balls to crush and pulverize the mountains.
These siphons cannot be maintained by human beings, too dangerous. So the solution is balls. You basically got a ball that will fit snugly into the siphon tube. When the ball is in place, the water will build up behind and set the ball rolling through the siphon.
Was this your favorite thing on your entire trip?
No.
Yeah.
No. But it was interesting.
The farmers here started to pump raw human sewage into their vegetable roots. And what vegetables did they grow there, do you think? Potatoes, turnips.
The pair of sewers teach us that managing waste is important, that we generate waste from our trash, from our bodies, from civilization as a whole, and you have to manage the waste. You have to dispose of it or deal with it in some way. And we use energy along the way to manage those wastes so that we don't choke on our own pollution.